I'd like to talk a little bit today about phishing schemes and the elderly, how they're, get trapped and caught up in this. Many people, especially the elderly, aren't real tech savvy. And I've seen over the past year and a half, I've had to clean up, plenty of people's personal computers that got trapped and got caught in some type of phishing scheme, i.e. tech support kind of thing, and they inadvertently allow these people to talk them into enabling remote assistance. Once the people had that, they got into their computer, they found information, or then able to log into their bank. And by the way, never save your passwords for like financial information on your computer. Really bad move. So they got into their computers, they got into their bank accounts, they were able to transfer money. The bank did catch it, and they did manage to put their money back. But one gentleman in particular, this happened twice within 3 months. So the bank basically locked them out of their online account. I had to go in and clean up the computers, and then I had to do deep dive forensics and prove these computers were no longer infected in any way, and certify them for that. But I've seen this happen, right? And we see phishing coming in a lot of different ways, through email, text messages, phone calls, right? Social engineering 101. And I always advise people, if you don't recognize the phone number, don't answer the phone, right? That's just a good security practice. If you don't recognize the number, do not respond to the text message. Now, one thing you don't want to do is just go, oh, this is spam, and block it. Because when you block it, it sends this, the sender, the bad guy, a message going, hey, you've been blocked. So they now know that your phone number or your address is a good, valid address, and they'll begin to spoof it and use yours. I have seen this happen where people get a phone call and they're like, hey, I didn't call you. They're like, no, you called me. I'm like, no, I didn't. So, I'm just returning your call kind of thing. No, but this is how that happens. So I always tell people, especially, let's think about it at work, right? On your job, you might get 80 to 100 emails a day. And we have become very proficient at just scanning through that list very quickly and only clicking on things we think are important. Well, I can tell you, if I was playing the bad guy, because I teach this stuff, right? I teach security principles and certification classes. So if I was playing the bad guy, that would be the very principle I would use. You would be expecting an email from me. Now, all my information is false. I'm not who you think I am, if you will, but you're going to get caught, and that's how it happens. These companies and corporations spend massive amounts of money to protect their networks. They'll have all the play toys, if you will, right? IDS, IPS, firewalls, SIEM systems, right? NDR, XDR, EDR, all the analytics, all the cool stuff, right, for us tech guys. But in the end, it's just going to be an employee who clicked on something in an email. I've seen that happen twice to a major hospital locally to me, right? Twice in the last year. So, and when it happens, and I've had to go in and do this, you go in and have to rebuild all the systems to make sure you got it all out. Had one small network, they got hit with ransomware on a Friday night. We're able to stop it, block it. Monday morning, I walked in there with just a handful of hard drives. I'm not even playing that game. I just removed all the hard drives, installed new drives, reinstalled the operating systems, reconnected the data stores, right? Started from scratch. So it's a process, right? But we want people to get the mindset of never trust. Always verify something before you click on it. I always tell people never, ever, ever click on an attachment or a hyperlink in an email, even if you know the person, right? It might be from your boss. pick up the phone and call them. Walk down the hall and talk to them. Hey, did you just send me something? Now, you might even aggravate them and throw you out of their office. But guess what you just did? You just stopped, right, an attack on the network. So diligence, right? Always be diligent. Be diligent. Know your surroundings. Know what should and should not be, what you should or should not respond to. Don't get trapped into that complacency. It's becoming more and more of a problem. People are becoming more and more proficient at it, right? The bad guy is becoming just really good. And today with, AI and some of the fakes, they're able to be really, really convincing, to be honest. So we have to be just as diligent as they are tenacious. And that's just one of the things I wanted to talk about for a minute today. So keep that in mind. Stay safe. Never trust. Always verify. Peace out.